the Honor 9 Lite, a unique phone at a very attractive price point. But should you spend your hard-earned money on it? Does it pack everything that pertains to your needs? Well, join us as we find out if this lightweight packs a punch. Hey guys, Sundar here from C4E Tech, and this is our full review of the Honor 9 Lite after spending about a couple of weeks with it. But before we begin, we have a giveaway running for you guys, so don't forget to check that card or the link in the description below. And while you're down there, toss us a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon to become part of our notification squad. This device is a proper eye catcher, so where else would I start the review but with the externals? This is probably the best design phone in this segment. After all, the glossy look of the glass front and the glass back look stunning. The mid-frame's made of plastic, but it doesn't look or feel like that. I was almost tricked into thinking it was metal because this phone has the kind of premium feel that you can find only on phones that are way more expensive. Speaking of feel, the device feels ergonomic in hand. The 5.65-inch display along with the minimal bezels means that one-handed usage is possible. That said, the phone is as slippery as it is pretty to look at. I've been handling it like one would when given a newborn. Its relatively small size and rounded corners do help a bit. It fits pretty snugly in hand. The button placements are fine and the buttons themselves feel tactile and solid. They don't wobble. For a more detailed physical overview of the device, do check out our unboxing video. Here's a card. Now let's talk about that display. It's an 18:9 display with a pixel resolution of 2160 by 1080. This IPS LCD panel boasts decent colors, viewing angles, and gets reasonably bright. It was fairly legible outdoors under bright sunlight. Also, that smaller 5.65-inch screen size means that the pixel density is at a very respectable 428 pixels per inch. Everything looks sharp, and overall I'm impressed by the screen on this little guy. First the design and then the display. Huawei seems to be on a roll here. But it's one thing to catch your eye and another completely to win you over with the user experience. So how does the 9 Lite fare in the performance department? Well, not too bad, at least on paper. Inside the 9 Lite we have the high silicon Kirin 659. We did see the chipset struggle sometimes with occasional frame drops and lag spikes. While nothing to make it feel unusable, it was definitely an annoyance for me given that something or the other happened at least once a day. At times I was left with no option but reboot the phone to get things back to normal. Maybe it's the UI, maybe it's the chipset. Let's wait and see if an update makes things better. The gaming performance though was quite good. It is the same old Mali T830 MP2 GPU found on the likes of Honor 5C and 6X from 2017. I would obviously prefer a better GPU, but that doesn't mean this one disappointed me. Just like with the Honor 7X and 9i, the gameplay was smooth, responsive, and stutter-free for the most part. Now note that the Kirin 659 chip is manufactured on the 16nm FinFET technology, which offers great efficiency. If you recall, both the 7X and the 9i lasted a day and a half for me on a single charge. I expected the same with the 9 Lite. Yes, it's got a smaller capacity battery, but the display is smaller as well. But it didn't last that long. In my 2 weeks with the phone with moderate to heavy usage, which includes a few phone calls, a lot of social media usage, 3 email accounts on sync, a lot of push notifications, some media streaming, and light gaming, it managed to last one full day before running out of juice. Losing that half a day of battery life didn't matter much to me since I always ended up plugging it back in before going to bed. Coming to the software side of things, we have MIUI 8.0 running on Android 8.0 Oreo. This phone came with Oreo out of the box, so technically it should support Google's Project Rebel. Does that translate into faster and more frequent updates? Well, we shall see. For now, all the basic Oreo features like notification dots and smart text selection are available in here. MIUI does bring in a few neat tricks of its own as well. There's App Twin for running 2 instances of the same app, Wi-Fi bridging for sharing your Wi-Fi network with your friends without having to share the password of your Wi-Fi network. It can also extend the range of your router to an extent. It is a potentially useful feature that we don't see on a lot of phones. There are also a couple of neat gestures thrown in for good measure. MIUI, despite being a feature-rich interface, is generally smooth and light, and those hiccups I faced along the way, I'm inclined to let them slide considering the price point. Let's now have a look at the little things that matter. First up, something you guys badly wanted to know. The 9 Lite does have a gyroscope sensor. The cellular reception and call quality were good. It has support for Geo-VoLTE. The audio quality via the 3.5mm headphone jack was okay, just like with most other phones in this segment. The sound via the loudspeaker though was really good. It was reasonably loud and the quality too was above average. Let's now move on to those cameras. The 9 Lite has quad shooters similar to the ones found on the Honor 9i. The resolutions changed though. There's a 13 megapixel camera with a 2 megapixel depth sensor to both the back and the front. Under good lighting conditions, the 9 Lite produces some nice results. The images are reasonably sharp with ample detail. Look at this image. Let me zoom in. You should be able to figure out what fruit it is. If you do, let me know what it is in the comments below. Given the f2.2 aperture, the bokeh here isn't too strong. I would also prefer the images to be exposed a tad better. The colors look vibrant, yes, a tad oversaturated, but they do look good nonetheless. The dynamic range is okay. The clouds aren't overexposed here, but the tree looks very dark. Turning on HDR does help a bit. Thanks to the 2 megapixel depth sensor, we have portrait mode here, or as Huawei likes to call it, the wide aperture mode. The camera has managed to detect the edges properly for the most part, but the background blur isn't great. It looks kinda unnatural. And it isn't just me, some of you guys told me the same via comments in a recent video where I answered your questions regarding the Honor 9 Lite. Anyway, overall I'd say the outdoor performance is more or less similar to that of the Honor 7X. The same can't be said about the images shot under dim lighting conditions though. The 9 Lite suffers more than the 7X does. The colors are okay, but there is a lot of noise in the images. I found the pictures shot with the Redmi 5 Plus to be a tad brighter and sharper than the ones shot with the 9 Lite. To give you a better idea of how different they are, on a scale of 0 to 10, if I gave the 7X's low light performance a 5, I'd give the 5 Plus's performance a 3.5 and the 9 Lite's performance a 3.2 or even 3. The 9 Lite can shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. No EIS or OIS. That explains the jittery footage. The quality is quite good. Reasonable amount of detail, natural colors. That said, once again I feel the footage could have been exposed better. Not cribbing about it because it's nothing that the EV slider can't fix. The dynamic range too is okay. One of the main selling points here is the portrait mode for selfies. This is where the 9 Lite more than makes up for the subpar low light performance. The background blur is quite strong and the edge detection is surprisingly accurate. Even my ears are in focus. Good job, Huawei. Even the regular selfies, that is the ones without the background blur, are good. Good detail level, skin tones and colors. And finally, we come to the price. We've talked a whole lot about it, made it almost the center of our discussion. But why? Because the 9 Lite, for all its heavy hitting, is certainly light on your wallet. At just $10,999 for the 332 variant, this phone is quite simply put, incredible value for money. Especially for those who are on a shoestring budget. Yes, the 464GB variant that we have here isn't that much of a value proposition, especially since at $49,999 it faces some stiff competition from Honor's own 7X as well as the Mi A1. Even then, for someone who just loves the compact form factor, loves the elegant glass design, and wants a decent all-rounder, it's hard not to recommend this phone. So, those are my thoughts on the Honor 9 Lite. Do you agree with what I've had to say about it? Let me know in the comments below. Hit thumbs up if you found this video useful and subscribe to C4A Tech for more content like this. If you do know someone who's looking to buy a phone in this segment, share this video with them. Do this to make sure you get notified each time a video goes live on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Sundar from C4A Tech, leaving for the moment. Have a great day.